Hey boys, welcome back to some Rugby League Live 4 Fan Hub action, and it's going to be the New Zealand Warriors this time. So let's get straight into it. Looks like Tuivasa-Sheck obviously on the front there. So let's look at the lineup. Tuivasa-Sheck, 85 overall. One stat obviously that should be high is the agility. Come on, Tuivasa-Sheck agility should be in the 90s. That's probably the biggest discrepancy, and I mean that would boost his overall up a bit as well. So I don't know why his agility is only 81, but you know that is what it is. Ken Mamalo, he's been playing pretty good. I honestly, when I first saw Mamalo, I wasn't that big a fan of his, but honestly, like this year he's been incredible. Honestly, he's been probably one of the Warriors' best. Solomoni Carter hasn't really played too much. Has had a few injuries, that sort of stuff, but obviously he's a good talent. David Fusatua, he's another one that, like, he has so much talent, but he's sort of been moved around a lot this year. Like, he's been playing on the wing, he's been going to the centers. I don't really know. I feel like he's probably a winger. You know, he is a quality player. Maybe you want him in the centers to get the ball more, but on the wing, wingers can do a lot of damage. And then we got the beast Manu Vatuvei. Unfortunately for Manu, he's sort of a bit out of favor. You know, they've got Chansey Nickel Klokstad there, and he's sort of taken the role over. So I don't know if Vatuvei is gonna. I don't know if he's well, he hasn't announced he's retiring, but whether or not he moves on, I mean, it'd be crazy to see Vatuvei actually move to a different club. I would actually like to see it. I would love to see Vatuvei go to, like, you know, any club really. I would like that. Just, you know, get a change Vatuvei. But Kieran Foran, 87 overall, the highest so far for the Warriors, and you know, probably fairly fitting right there, Kieran Foran. Then we have Shaun Johnson, 87 as well. So, you know, probably you would probably, I don't know, Shaun Johnson might be. You'd probably expect him to be rated a little bit higher, just because Shaun Johnson is a typical, like, really good video game player, if you get what I'm saying. Like, he's quick, he's pretty strong. And yeah, I thought he might be rated a bit higher in the game, but 87 still one of the best in the game. Jacob Lillyman, still, you know, Lillyman, I've never been a huge fan of, but he's a good player. He's a good player. Then we have Isaac Luke, 86 overall. Unfortunately for Luke, obviously out with the dislocated shoulder like Milford, but he was actually just starting to come good. You know, start of the year. You know, a lot of people criticizing him, and probably fairly justified. You know, he looked overweight, he looked unfit, but the last few weeks he was actually really picking it up, but then the injury just happened at the worst time for him, really. Then we have Charlie Gubb here. You know, a fairly solid player. I know I thought initially, I don't know if he's officially signed to the Cowboys for next season, but I know they were talking about wanting a release straight away for him to join the Cowboys, so I think he has signed with them for next year. But yeah, that, you know, bit of a decent pickup for the Cowboys. Charlie Gubb's not too bad. Ryan Hoffman, Hoffman's a good player, and he's done an okay. I think he's done an okay job at the Warriors. I really thought he might bring more to the club, but because the one thing the Warriors have always lacked is, like, discipline and sort of, I don't know, but then you get a guy like Hoffman you would think would go there and really, like, help them out. I just don't think he's really done that much for them, but, you know, I might be a little critical there. Bodine Thompson hasn't had a great year this year, has been a very good player. I think injuries again sort of been a trouble. Simon Mannering, you know, arguably Warriors' best forward for a long time now. He's just Mr. Consistent, you know. He's in my opinion, he's sort of like Ryan Hoffman, but he's a better player. Like, he's going to get 50 tackles a game. He's going to 15 hit-ups a game. Like, just good quality. Sam Lasoni. You know, they've got some good young forwards coming through, like always, the Warriors do, but it's just sort of, you know, getting them to work together. The Warriors, oh man, talking about the Warriors just for a second, they're so, like, I don't support them. I like watching them play sometimes, but if I supported them, man, they would be the most frustrating. Like, I get frustrated watching them so many times. Like, they play so good, and then they stop, and a big reason for that, Sean Johnson, you know, he's a great player, but my God, he just, like last game, perfect example. I'll upload this video before like next week. The Warriors, they were killing it against who were they versing? Hold up, I need honestly, I'm gonna check this quickly because I want to get it right. I know the game, I just can't think of who they were versing. Yeah, the Seagulls, the Warriors. They came out and they played brilliantly. Sean Johnson was on fire in the first half, but then the second half, Sean Johnson barely touched the ball. I don't know. The Warriors just blow my mind sometimes. But big Ben Madalino signing to the Tigers. That is a huge signing for the Tigers, honestly, because Madalino, he hasn't played too much this year, again, injuries, but he's a good forward. Like, for a long time there, he was the best front rower in the game, and I think since he's been back from his injury, he's been pretty good for the Warriors, because he's a good player. So I think going to the Tigers, I think the Tigers will suit him, and you know, a change. Like, I like it when some of these Warriors players actually move from New Zealand to other clubs, because, you know, a lot of times they do sort of excel. So Albert Vete, another one of these young forwards coming through. James Gavet, or James Gavitt as they all like to call him now. I was James Gavitt. Oh man, I loved watching Gavitt play. Initially at the Tigers, and then I was so happy when he signed the Broncos. But then that year he did his knee or his shoulder. I think it was his knee. And he was gone for the season, and then that was all she wrote. He went to the Warriors. I was so disappointed because Gavitt is an absolute monster. He's so good. I was saying, like, Simon Mannering has been, like, you know, the Warriors' best forward for a long time. I think this year probably Gavitt has been their best forward this year. Just the impact he provides, man. He is an absolute monster. And I was so disappointed that he didn't stick around with the Broncos. But yeah, that's what happens. Bunty Afoa, only 20 years old, but again, like a good quality young forward. Blake Ashford, you know, it was a fairly interesting signing, but you know, I think he's done some good stuff at the Warriors. Obviously, he's in the starting side. They also have Mania Charrington, who hasn't had really a chance because you know, you've got a couple of guys in front of him. Obviously, Isaac Luke, Ata Hingano. He looks a really good player. He's played a few games in the halves when Foreign was out, but he also played a couple of times coming on at dummy half, and he's a good player. Like, his defense, for like not a huge guy and only 20 years old, really solid. And you know, he's quick. He looks like a future prospect right there. And here's the other guys. Where is what's his name? I can't even think. What is his name? The young dummy half who replaced Luke. Where is he? I can't think of his name. But he's a good player. I should know his name. I can't see him here. Maybe if we manage roster, he might be further up the list here. What is... I can't think. What? You know what? That's fine. That's fine. I can't think of his name. Nathaniel Roach. For God's sake, Nathaniel Roach. Where was he? I didn't see him there, but he's a really good young dummy half as well. But we'll look at their jerseys, home, away. The women in league, I really like their women in league jerseys. The pink goes nicely with the black. The heritage, very nice as well. And then the Auckland Nines, they're actually awesome. They're actually really cool. So there are the Warriors, done and dusted. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know a few people wanted to see the Warriors, so there you go. Make sure to like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.